In the PCTV studios, the Monday Morning Quarterback. Your host, Dave Ridenour.
Hey, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the final edition of the Vlahos Dunn Insurance Monday Morning Quarterback Show. I'm Dave Ridenour, the Monday Morning Quarterback, and tonight we are live at Doc's Irish Pub in Boyertown, PA. Well, as normal, we take a quick break after we do our little introductions. We got a great show planned for you. We got Santa, we got Kim and Paul from Vujade. We got a bunch of special guests. We got giveaways. We got all kinds of fun planned for you this evening here at Doc's Irish Pub here in Boyertown. So we're going to take a quick time out. We're going to get Kim all cranked up there and have some Christmas carols for you so you can sing along and have some fun. But when we come back, we got a special guest waiting right here on the Vlahos Dunn Insurance Monday Morning Quarterback Show. Kim.
Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Let your heart be light. From now on, our troubles will be out of sight. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Make the Yuletide gay. From now on, our troubles will be miles away. Stay tuned for more Monday Morning Quarterback right after this.
At Vlahos Dunn Insurance, we understand what moves people in business and in life, and we use this knowledge to better serve our clients. And we bring the same work ethic and commitment to our business as our customers do theirs. Vlahos Dunn Insurance, providing quality coverage to the Tri-County area since 1994. So call our knowledgeable staff.
Hi, I'm Jim Vlahos of Vlahos Dunn Insurance, and we're in your community.
So you're officially married. Congrats! It's time to combine things. Your last names, your toothbrush holders, and your health insurance. When you combine policies, you can save and live happily ever after financially. Use the red key for more money-saving tips. Find yourself impulse buying uncontrollably? Here's a tip from Ben Franklin. Carry me in your wallet. Big bills are harder to give up. The next time you're tempted to impulse buy, you might not want to break a Benjamin. Use the red key and save.
Everybody out there, there he is. Santa Claus in the house, everyone. Santa Claus. He's checking out the list and checking it twice. We have a bunch of giveaways we're going to give away here in a minute, Santa. So get a couple of gifts ready for us, Santa. We'll have some giveaways and some fun stuff right here. We're live again at Doc's Irish Pub here in Boyertown. Now, I told you before we went out, we had a special guest, and a good friend of mine, a guy that I had known for a long time. I had the privilege of teaching, coaching, and then also working with this guy and watching him play and grow from a little gangly guy to a big strapping professional athlete. Howard Brown is in the house. Pottstown Zone, Howard Brown.
Thank you.
Well, it's good to see you, Howard. You got your Villanova gear on there, the #1 team in the country, huh?
Yeah, couldn't be more proud of those guys. I'm proud of the program, just a pleasure to watch the way that they play basketball, and you know, it brings back memories of how we grew up playing, how you know, were a part of instructing us how to play, and they're doing some special things, so it's great to be part of that.
You know, we talk about Pottstown's very own. A couple of years ago, you got inducted into the Tri-County Hall of Fame, which I had the honor of introducing you and being a part of that, which was a great evening. But going back to even in middle school and working basketball with you and baseball and all the little things, tell us a little bit about what it was like growing up in Pottstown, because people ask me all the time. I said, I think it was great. We grew up at a great time. We always had a game. We always had some friends to play with. Obviously, it was a good thing for you.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, you know, having that support at home, you know, was huge. But, you know, my dad was my first coach. But every sport, you know, was available, was accessible for all the kids, you know, so all year round we were playing football, we were playing basketball, baseball, you know, you name it, we were active, we were, you know, trying to stay involved and also do things in the community. So to be able to, you know, walk to the community center, to be able to just walk downtown and walk over a friend's house, ride some bikes and things like that, it was huge. And the community was really together, and made it special.
Well, you know, it's funny now. You have a fourth grader now, Dawson, who's getting into hoops a little bit, and he's rolling around in the travel teams and doing some things. And I said to you how I thought it was really cool that we grew up in Pottstown, that we didn't have to drive hours to play. We didn't have really to rely on our parents so much to take us here and there, particularly when we were younger. We could jump in our bikes, we could run down to the fields, we could play. I always thought that was a big plus for us.
It was a big plus, and it actually still is, and it's a shame a lot more kids don't take advantage of it, because, you know, just even the buddies that I had that coached at the college and professional level, you know, they're saying that the kids that are, you know, really just only on their devices and then go maybe train and really specialize in one particular sport, that's great, but, you know, to be able to just go out, run around, you know, sometimes you fall and your body contorts in a certain way that is actually going to prepare you to not be injured somewhere down the line and also burn out. So I think, you know, we were lucky to have, you know, a great culture of sports in Pottstown at that time, and then even that system where we could, you know, access all different opportunities growing up.
Well, another thing that really caught my ear when you were talking about you had that support system. Obviously, a great mother and father who were right there to push you if you needed to push, or sit back and relax and watch. But they always made sure that, you know, Howard was doing well, and your whole family for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that was key, and I'm blessed for that, and I understand that, and I'm still really learning from, you know, actually being home back in the area now, and having my dad there. You know, I remember him just really always encouraging me, and now I'm kind of coaching my fourth grader in basketball. Is really frustrating sometimes because you want to push, you know. But to just stay back and encourage him and let him be a kid and have fun is really important. So I'm still, you know, learning and actually having the chance now to go to some games with my dad and relive some of those memories.
Well, you know, you also had the center, you know, the center, the Bethany Center, as we called it, the center, was a great place for you to go to play. You always had some people there to play with, but also had some pretty good leadership there and some people that took good care of you in lieu of your parents, you know. When mom and dad wasn't quite around, they still had a pretty good eye on you. That was also something that I really enjoyed about my upbringing in Pottstown.
Yeah, absolutely. Those folks, you know, if you weren't doing right by the folks at the center and by the rules and regulations, you weren't allowed in the center, and that was that hurt, you know, because that's where the kids were going. That's where, you know, we went for recreation, but, you know, really socialize. It was key. It was key in our upbringing, and to have that structure in place was important.
Well, obviously, Pottstown High School is really where everyone started to learn who Howard Brown was. You know, we had heard about you. I had heard about you growing up, and I was fortunate enough to coach you on the 9th grade team when you were in 8th grade. But you certainly were ready to move up into the high school and make your bones with Kenny Davis and all that gang. And tell us a little bit about your high school career. I mean, you won over 100 games. The first time you were a state championship in Pottstown's history. Obviously, playing basketball at Pottstown really opened some doors and made Howard Brown who he is. Yeah,
and it was important that winning culture was already in place before I got there. So it didn't take us a lot to really buy into what, you know, the coaches were asking us to do. We also saw winning at a high level. We also saw, you know, the opportunity to win a state championship and come short. And I think that in itself really motivated us and allowed us to create, some goals that we saw we could, maybe have a chance to accomplish and really set our sights high to bring, that first state championship, to Pottstown.
Well, it's a thing because, Del Savage and his gang, Aaron Beasley, Del Savage, Tudor Smith, I mean, they also set the bar pretty high for you guys. Kenny Davis did what he did. He was a hell of a basketball coach and really got his guys to play hard and bought into his program. But you guys then take it the next step. You go to 3 state championships within a 5-year period. You're able to win that state championship. Tell us a little bit about what that road was like, getting out to Hershey and to playing.
Wow, that was a lot of fun. But before that, came some adversity, right?
Yeah.
We were really young.
You had a broken leg,
our
right?
starters were, mostly sophomores.
Right.
And we had been losing, a lot that season, which was uncharacteristic for Pottstown basketball. So, the history of Pottstown basketball in the future was in our hands. And, we really felt, that we needed to prove something. And, I mean, kind of lightning struck at the end where, I was healthy and some of the leading cast kind of came into their own at the right time. And it was a lot of fun. I mean, just really loose in the locker rooms before games, really focused, but still there trying to have fun. And, it all paid out in the end.
We won 13 in a row at the end when you really peaked at the right time. Like I said, you came back from your broken leg. You healed up. You all started figuring things out. And with Tommy Harvey and Mike Parate and yourself and Bobby Stumpf and Marcus Ricketts and all the guys who played, it was an awesome ride. And I know the Dick and Dave show had a lot of fun. We followed you guys all over the place. And we had a lot of fun back and forth going to different venues and all, but that certainly helped build that town and bring it together, that's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you said, together. The whole community was there, whether we were playing at home or, halfway across the state, everyone was there. And to me, that's what makes my experience with Pottstown so special because, that was a moment where I could see all my family and friends in the stands and really playing for them, right? Hearing We Are Pottstown at the end of each game, as we marched on, that was special. So, to be a part of that is definitely a blessing.
Yeah, and it was awesome. Again, you talk a little bit about the coach and staff, and Kenny Davis and his gang did a heck of a job with you guys. But you also, like I said, bought into that and got to play and front and alley-oops and running and gunning and playing and open up a lot of eyes in the state of Pennsylvania. And then obviously ends up at Hershey. Tell us what it was like the day of that game. I mean, the day of that game had to be awesome for you, Howard.
Yeah, it was awesome. Actually, the night before that game, Tom Harvey, I like to mess around, the point guard, wrote me somewhat of a love letter, right? Explaining how we were there. Tommy and I actually rode up to Hershey when Dale and Aaron, when those guys lost in the championship. So got a letter saying, hey, this might be our only shot, and we don't want to experience what we experienced sitting in the stands a few years ago. So that led to us being really focusing at the game, but at that same time really being relaxed because at the time we were just doing what we knew how to do, which was play basketball. From what I understand now was the right way, not caring who got any of the credit, but just trying to do things the way we needed to do. Play defense, play tough, poise, effort, execution.
Right, there you go.
And win the basketball game.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. It's funny how you remember some of those things that Kenny used to say, and Kenny Davis' time, and all the different things. But what I really learned from the guy a lot was his preparation and the way you guys practice. You guys practice harder than anybody else, and then on game day, it was kind of easy. That was a lot easier than having practice. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, and the JV squad and the second string unit, really pushed us. So. We also, understood that we were seeking perfection every day, right? And speaking of some of the things that Coach Davis would say, like I said, I'm coaching my son now, and even in the home, I'm still using, right now, my key word is that, my key phrase is that hear and listen. You can't just hear, but you got to hear and listen. So those are some gems that live on.
Absolutely. All right, well, listen, we're going to take a quick timeout. We have Kim and Paul warming up over there. They're going to take us out to another break. When we come back, Sam's going to have a couple of giveaways for us. We'll get them straightened out. But we're going to take a quick timeout. When we come back, more Howard Brown and myself, Dave Ridenhour, here live at Doc's Irish Pub in Boyertown. Okay, Kim and Paul.
Thanks, Dave. Jingle bell, jingle bell rock. Jingle bells swing and jingle bells ring. Snowing and blowing up bushels of fun. Now the jingle hop has begun. Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rock. Jingle bells chime in jingle bell time. Dancing and prancing in Jingle Bell Square. In the frosty air, what a bright time. It's the right time to rock the night away. Jingle bell time, it's a swell time. Jingle riding in a one-horse sleigh. So giddy up, jingle horse, pick up your feet. Jingle around the clock. Mix and a mingle and a jingling beat. That's the Jingle Bell Rock.
Stay tuned for more Monday Morning Quarterback right after this.
Fred Beans Ford of Boyertown is located on Route 100, just 2 miles north of Boyertown. Fred Beans Ford provides automotive sales, service, parts, and body shop all in one place. They're open 6 days a week. Fred Beans Ford in Boyertown can be reached at 800-222-0243, 800-222-0243, or online at fredbeans.com.
Doc Watson's is one of the hottest new sports bars around. Located next to Zern's Market in Boyertown, Doc's offers something for everyone. From live entertainment to countless draft beers, from great burgers to the new outside patio, from the numerous TVs to the friendly Doc service. Doc Watson's is the place to be. So stop by Doc's today for a leisurely lunch, a quick cold beer, or a great bite to eat on a nice fall night. Doc Watson's.
Welcome to the office of John H. Greismeyer Jr., where we believe in the value of relationships. We take pride in giving you the assistance you need, where that involves income tax, payroll, or financial statement preparation. Located in Boyertown, we're committed to meeting the needs of the people in our community, and our team of skilled financial professionals look forward to working with you. John H. Greismeyer Jr. Call us or visit our website now.
And we're back here live at Doc's Irish Pub. Dave Reinauer again with the Blouse Dun Shorts Monday Morning Quarterback. We're having a great time. It's our annual Christmas show. It is the final show of the Blouse Dun Shorts Monday Morning Quarterback show this season. 2017 flew by, and I'm honored here to be talking to my buddy Howard Brown. We talked a little bit about what happened at Pottstown and some of your upbringing there and your basketball prowess. Obviously, the Pottstown Gatorade Player of the Year, state championship, all those different things open up some doors. You end up. Tell us a little bit about the recruiting process. Was it difficult for you? Not. How hard was it for you? Obviously, you selected Villanova. Was there any other teams that were in the running? Tell us a little bit about how you got your recruitment.
Yeah, the process was, of course, new, right? Receiving tons of letters. That was really cool and exciting, to see Kansas and Michigan and these kinds of letters come. But really, the schools that were in there kind of early meant a lot to me. So that was, the Villanova, the St. Joe's, Penn State's. I was excited about getting recruited by UConn because of the way they played and, Donyell Marshall going there. So that was really an opportunity that I was really excited about because I toured UConn and Ray Allen was my host.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, being a guy who, understood that, basketball may not be my future, so I have to, understand that the school that I picked had to be a special one too. Not saying that the other ones weren't, but Villanova was a great choice. because of the business school, and at the time, you know, they were really on the rise at the national level.
Well, you know, Coach Lapis was the guy who ended up coaching you while you were at Villanova, and I know being close to Pottstown and your family was big for you as well, because you certainly did have a lot of following. A lot of Pottstonians come down and saw you play while you were at Villanova, and obviously you had a great career there. You become very good friends with Kittles and all those guys. Tell us a little bit about playing in the Big East, because the Big East had to be pretty cool.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You know, strapping up against you know, Ray Allen and Allen Iverson, Lawrence Moulton, these guys were really paving the way for Big East, and the history of Big East, you know, was really important growing up, watching the Georgetown-Villanova battles. But having an opportunity to play on that stage, you know, play in the Madison Square Garden year after year in the Big East tournament, that was special. And I think, again, we played basketball the right way. It was a physical game. And, you know, on any given night, if you didn't show up and play your best, you could get, you know, have someone knock you off. So that's great. And even, you know, to be able to be a part of that history right now and to see where it is right now is also something that's really special to me.
Pretty cool, pretty cool. All right, Howard, let's take a quick time out here. We got a couple of guys here. Let's have those two fellas come on up. Sit yourself on Santa's lap there. Come on over there, sit on Santa's lap. We got two young men here. We get a good picture. Come on, Tom Brady, get on the other side there. All right, there they are. Okay, you guys been good? You guys been good? Okay. Well, how about we give them a couple of shirts, Santa, because they're a little bit smaller for them. They can hang out with them, and I think they can wear them. We got Tom Brady. Get Tom Brady his shirt too. All right, there you go. Hey, very good. Wave to the crowd, guys, and Merry Christmas to the young guys up here. All right. Thanks for stopping by, and have a Merry Christmas. Thank you, Santa. We have another young lady here as well. Come on up here, hon. Let's get her a shirt too. Give her two shirts. Hop on Santa's lap there. You all set for Santa? All right. All right, thank you, honey. All right. But it was, I'm sure, in those Big East tournaments, playing in Madison Square Garden, I mean, that's awesome. You know, when you're playing in the likes of Syracuse, and I just saw a great shot of you making that buzzer beater against Pitt. Tell us a little bit about that one. Huh?
Yeah,
that was pretty cool.
That was special. Junior year, it was a rebuilding year for us. Put a lot of work in to prepare for that moment, but double overtime, right? And Brian Lynch gets a steal, and I'm just running ahead. He pitches it ahead, and I knew I had a chance to take a dribble and get the shot up. So, you know, put up the NBA three, and just to have that, you know, go in and look up and see Madison Square Garden kind of at their feet, standing and cheering for us was a special moment. A lot of guys, you know, I see, you know, would jump up on the table and pound their chest. You looked at the replay, and I'm just standing there, you know, smiling ear to ear, you know, exactly. Enjoying the moment.
That's it. Well, yeah, it's amazing, and I actually saw another checking some of your stuff out today. A great thing on YouTube, the Pottstown Fiendsville game that Dick and I called, and you were going up against Illig and those guys, and it was a great high school basketball game. But you know, Pottstown came through, and Tommy Ramsey's son and all that. But you look back on all that stuff, and can you believe it's been that long ago already for you, Howard? Man?
Oh yeah, it is hard to believe, you know, that it was that long ago, but, you know, again, wouldn't trade it for anything in the world. And to look back and see, you know, kind of how I was able to jump is unbelievable. It's great that you guys were doing those games because I could show my son and say, hey, I used to be able to fly.
That's it. You certainly did. And I know the crowds came out and were really into that. But it's funny because you mentioned AI. You mentioned UConn, Ray Allen. You know, you played against some really good players in that Big East. Do you have some memorable moments that you can remember other than the buzzer beater against Pitt? I mean, going down and playing against Allen Iverson, you know, what was that kind of stuff like?
Yeah, good and bad. So Allen Iverson, I was a freshman and got a chance to kind of draw him as my assignment to play defense on, and had them come in. I think it was number 6 versus us, number 3. in Philadelphia, and to pull that game out was kind of like the highlight of my freshman season. And the papers and the media said that I shut down Allen Iverson, and I guess holding somebody to 9 points was shutting them down. But I had a lot of help. That was a special moment. And then, I had a chance to go up against Ray Allen later on in the year, and
certainly a different kind of guy, though.
Oh
right?
yeah,
He wasn't as much ball handler and more of a shooter.
Yeah, running off tons of screens.
Right.
He was a lot more physical. So that was a learning moment, right? Ray Allen got the best of us that night, but just to be able to say, I had a chance to go up against those guys, and even today when I see them, trying to talk about those memories is really cool.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. And then you were fortunate enough to go over to Spain and play professionally over there. It turned out to be a great thing for you. I had a laugh. I forgot about the cornrows and the headband and stuff like that. I mean, you went through that period over there. What in the world was that all about? Because that to me was not how around at all,
Well, I did become a big fan of Allen Iverson, most of us did. Played in a charity event on his team, threw him an alley-oop. But one of the things that I think I wanted to do when I went overseas was to become more of a prolific scorer. And I studied Allen Iverson a lot. I studied, of course, Michael Jordan, and just became a fan of the way he played the game. So I think that's what it was all about. That whole and one era kind of helped out too. But those were special times.
Yeah, it was cool. No, and you had a great career there. You're over there 12, 13 years. Met your beautiful wife over there and got hooked up. Tell us a little bit about your adjustment to playing overseas and in that professional league over Europe.
Yeah, like I said, it was a blessing. Meeting my wife, this is my second year over there, and the adjustment it wasn't as tough as it was for a lot of folks. I mean, I did have the opportunity, some local businesses supported me when I was young to go on a trip to Italy when I was a sophomore in high school. So I kind of had a little bit of experience of being outside the country, which a lot of guys don't have. But the way they play the game is really, back to the basics. And, you have to share the ball. It is physical, and there are some rules that you have to adjust to, but, having good footwork and good fundamentals really helps you just make that transition. So playing at Pottstown and playing at Villanova really prepared me for that.
Well, and you got another interesting story that I forgot about, and you told us a little bit about it when you got inducted into the Hall of Fame, was running into Brett Eppenheimer over there. Brett Eppenheimer had been a teammate of yours, and I loved coaching you guys in junior high school. Then he went over to Pius and played at Lehigh. But he went overseas and pretty good player of his own right.
Yeah, he was playing for Lawrence Moulton, and that was my first year. And I won't tell the whole story, but really what it came down to was I was a rookie, and I was listening to a scouting report, and the coach said, our strategies, we're going to pack it in and let these guys shoot. And I raised my hand, and I said, I don't know about anyone else on this roster, but if we let Eppenheimer shoot, he will destroy us. And we proceeded to do that, and that's what he did.
Yeah, he certainly was great. It was unbelievable. Well, listen, we're going to take another quick timeout. We got, we got Kim and Paul over there from Vujade taking us out. We come back, we're going to talk a little bit about what you're up to now. We got a couple other special guests and a couple more giveaways to do it. So take us out there, Kim and Paul, please.
Rocking around the Christmas tree at the Christmas party hop. Mistletoe hung where you can see, every couple tries to stop. Rocking around the Christmas tree, let the Christmas spirit ring. Later we'll have some pumpkin pie and we'll do some caroling.
Stay tuned for more Monday Morning Quarterback right after this.
So you're officially married. Congrats! It's time to combine things. Your last names, your toothbrush holders, and your health insurance. When you combine policies, you can save and live happily ever after financially. Use the red key for more money-saving tips. Find yourself impulse buying uncontrollably? Here's a tip from Ben Franklin. Carry me in your wallet. Big bills are harder to give up. The next time you're tempted to impulse buy, you might not want to break a Benjamin. Use the red key and save.
The newly remodeled and renovated Creekside Sports Bar and Grill sits on the Landis Creek Golf Course. Featuring live entertainment and weekly specials, the Creekside offers something for everyone. Discounted beer and wing prices during all Eagles games brings a being at the game feeling. With tailgating, big screen TVs, and wearing your team colors, you can bring the fall spirit to Creekside. So stop by the Creekside Sports Bar and Grill and see all the fun things it has to offer.
Fred Beans Ford of Boyertown is located on Route 100, just 2 miles north of Boyertown. Fred Beans Ford provides automotive sales, service, parts, and body shop all in one place. They're open 6 days a week. Fred Beans Ford in Boyertown can be reached at 800-222-0243, 800-222-0243, or online at fredbeans.com.
Back in 1949, Claude A. Reinhardt founded his family business, which has served the Pottstown and Tri-County area for over 50 years, specializing in residential and commercial interior and exterior painting, paper hanging, and brick restoration. Thanks to the commitment of tradition and values, Claude A. Reinhardt Painters has once again received this year's Reader's Choice Award. So if you're thinking about having an estimate or just need some good advice, give Ron or Keith Reinhardt a call and put your painting and decorating needs in our hands.
Welcome to the office of John H. Greismeyer Jr., where we believe in the value of relationships. We take pride in giving you the assistance you need, where that involves income tax, payroll, or financial statement preparation. Located in Boyertown, we're committed to meeting the needs of the people in our community, and our team of skilled financial professionals look forward to working with you. John H. Greismeyer Jr. Call us or visit our website now.
At Vlahos Dunn Insurance, we understand what moves people in business and in life, and we use this knowledge to better serve our clients. And we bring the same work ethic and commitment to our business as our customers do theirs. Vlahos Dunn Insurance, providing quality coverage to the Tri-County area since 1994. So call our knowledgeable staff.
Hi, I'm Jim Vlahos of Vlahos Dunn Insurance, and we're in your community.
Well, I think Santa found a couple of naughty girls there that he has some presents for. He's got a couple of girls on his lap over there. Santa, how you making out over there, buddy? Well, we had a sweatshirt and a shirt. Show them up, girls. There you go. Yeah. He was actually hoping that the commercial break would go a little longer because they were sitting on his lap the entire time. But I want to thank you, girls. Merry Christmas. Yes, Merry Christmas. Well, you mentioned a little earlier, Howard, that you are back in the area now. It's been a couple years. You're back in the States, and it's great to have you back. You're down in the Limerick area, and you're raising your family down there and getting acclimated to what's going on. Tell us a little bit about Howard Brown 2017, 2018.
Yeah, so, I always try to stay connected to the community, even while I was playing, overseas. I would come back in the off season and, host some community events, but now I'm working with the Pottstown Area Health and Wellness Foundation, working with the schools and community development and being able to be in position to help, nonprofits with some grants towards health and wellness activities and initiatives in the Pottstown community and in the Tri-County area. So.
Well, no, it's great. I mean, it's great to see your face around here again. I see Linda Jacobs. I see all the people in Pottstown are doing good. What's the Pottstown thing? Where they're bringing businesses back, Think Pottstown or whatever that is.
Yeah, I Pick Pottstown.
Yeah, yes.
I Pick Pottstown.
And it's really going well. You saw those people with the blue shirts on the corner down there at High and Hanover that day and trying to get businesses back into town. And you're certainly a great spokesman. How you enjoying everything? Are you getting used to all what you have to do in your new digs?
Yeah, I'm loving it. I mean, being in a position to kind of be behind the scenes and understanding, a lot of positive things that are that are happening and hopefully coming down the pike, and how, you know, a lot of the organizations and people are there working together for the good of Pottstown. That's awesome. And, you know, being someone who always does try to stay involved with the community, and being from the outside kind of looking in until recently, it's made me understand a little bit more about, you know, maybe some of the ways that we can communicate some of the good that is happening.
And I saw Terrence Shawwell's doing some good things. You know, and he's another guy that I was able to teach and coach, and he's doing some awesome stuff. Have you been able to be in tune with Terrence at all about the things he's doing with the community down around the Ricketts Center?
Yeah, absolutely. And just to see, you know, someone who has experienced some success, you know, and come back and give back to the community is special. And I think there are a lot of folks who are out there just trying to find ways to get, you know, more involved, especially now. I think some momentum is starting to pick up, and I actually have a gift for you that hopefully I can spur you to kind of get involved. We started something with the Foundation for Pottstown Education called the Pottstown Pride Society.
All right, nice.
And we are Pottstown. Is something that's really in our blood, right? It's something that we live, and this is really an initiative to kind of give back and communicate and get people involved in the people and the positive things that are happening in the school and in our community. So
that's awesome.
This is you're a member of the inaugural group. And this is my gift, my Christmas gift to you.
Oh, that's nice, man. That's awesome, Howard. And I'll tell you what, you stay in touch and you let me know how I can help out. And you know I'm always there for you guys. And I want to thank you for stopping by. Wish you and your family the merriest of Christmas and happy holidays. Make sure you tell old Joe Brown I asked about him. It's always good. But we'll be in contact with one another, and everything is going to continue to go. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Howard Brown, everybody. Howard Brown. Okay, Tim and Paul, we're going to be ready to rock and roll. We come back. We got another special guest waiting in the wings.
Dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh. O'er the fields we go, laughing all the way. Bells on bobtail ring, making spirits bright. What fun it is to ride and sing a sleighing song tonight. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh.
Stay tuned for more Monday Morning Quarterback right after this.
So you're officially married. Congrats! It's time to combine things. Your last names, your toothbrush holders, and your health insurance. When you combine policies, you can save and live happily ever after financially. Use the red key for more money-saving tips. Find yourself impulse buying uncontrollably? Here's a tip from Ben Franklin. Carry me in your wallet. Big bills are harder to give up. The next time you're tempted to impulse buy, you might not want to break a Benjamin. Use the red key and save.
The newly remodeled and renovated Creekside Sports Bar and Grill sits on the Landis Creek Golf Course. Featuring live entertainment and weekly specials, the Creekside offers something for everyone. Discounted beer and wing prices during all Eagles games brings a being at the game feeling. With tailgating, big screen TVs, and wearing your team colors, you can bring the fall spirit to Creekside. So stop by the Creekside Sports Bar and Grill and see all the fun things it has to offer.
Fred Beans Ford of Boyertown is located on Route 100, just 2 miles north of Boyertown. Fred Beans Ford provides automotive sales, service, parts, and body shop all in one place. They're open 6 days a week. Fred Beans Ford in Boyertown can be reached at 800-222-0243, 800-222-0243, or online at fredbeans.com.
Back in 1949, Claude A. Reinhardt founded his family business, which has served the Pottstown and Tri-County area for over 50 years, specializing in residential and commercial interior and exterior painting, paper hanging, and brick restoration. Thanks to the commitment of tradition and values, Claude A. Reinhardt Painters has once again received this year's Reader's Choice Award. So if you're thinking about having an estimate or just need some good advice, give Ron or Keith Reinhardt a call and put your painting and decorating needs in our hands.
Welcome to the office of John H. Greismeyer Jr., where we believe in the value of relationships. We take pride in giving you the assistance you need, where that involves income tax, payroll, or financial statement preparation. Located in Boyertown, we're committed to meeting the needs of the people in our community, and our team of skilled financial professionals look forward to working with you. John H. Greismeyer Jr. Call us or visit our website now.
At Vlahos Dunn Insurance, we understand what moves people in business and in life, and we use this knowledge to better serve our clients. And we bring the same work ethic and commitment to our business as our customers do theirs. Vlahos Dunn Insurance, providing quality coverage to the Tri-County area since 1994. So call our knowledgeable staff.
Hi, I'm Jim Vlahos of Vlahos Dunn Insurance, and we're in your community.
Thank you. All right. Hey, we're back. Look at Santa Claus over there. He found another little girl there. Hey, Katie, how are you? How are you? Merry Christmas. She's been a good girl. Absolutely, she's been a good girl. And we got a couple of glances for her for Christmas this year as well. Katie, thank you for stopping by. And have a Merry, Merry Christmas. Thank you, Katie. All right. Hey, I told you we had another special guest here. Blair Thomas, for all you people out there. Blair Thomas in the house. Blair Thomas, former Penn State and New York Jets and all kinds of stuff going on.
Yeah.
My buddy. It's good to see you. It's been a while, and I've been trying to get you up here this year, and glad it worked out here for us at the last time. And tell us a little bit about what you're up to these days, Blair.
I'm always keeping busy. This year, I actually coached the middle school team, the varsity team at Upper Marion. We wound up finishing 4-3.
Okay.
Should have been 5-2,
Okay.
but we'll worry about that next year. So it was fun getting back to work with the young kids. I always have my football academies,
Absolutely.
which I go, over the summer months working with kids with that. But to actually, grab a group of kids that, someone was first-time players, but to build that program and to go 4-3.
Pretty good.
Was pretty good.
Well, I know high school-wise, Vic Brown is a good guy.
Yes.
I'm affiliated. I'm the president, I guess, of the Football Coaches Association for the Pioneer Athletic Conference. So I get to go to meetings and see those guys. He's working hard. He had a tough year down there, and can you see brighter things happening?
Well, yeah, I'm sending to the high school level. He's going to get, really 5 offensive lineman type kids. One of them is a tight end. Great hands, good feet. Hopefully those kids continue to grow. But as far as a freshman team coming in up for him, he has something that he can work with. Some of the problems that he had with people buying into his system. I ran the same offense that he's running, so we finally starting to get to some type of feeder system in the King of Prussia area of that program, which is something that's been needed for a long time. So we're starting to do that, and I think we got 5 good guys going up there.
So how were your numbers overall down there to like the junior high level? Your numbers are getting a little better too?
The largest it's been.
Okay.
I had 30 on the varsity 7th and 8th grade team, and then we had almost 40 still on the JV side of it. So those guys will be, a lot of them be in the 7th grade next year. So at least they won't be in their first year.
Yeah.
I still got to develop some offensive linemen.
Brad Scioli still down there
Actually,
too?
Brad moved up to the high school,
Okay.
and he coached at the high school this past year.
Yeah, good. He's teaching down there? And
Yes, he's teaching at the middle school and coaching at the high school.
Yeah, he's a good man. I had him on my show years ago. Just when I don't know if he was still playing or just got finished playing. And he's another Penn State guy.
Yes,
and
yeah.
he's an Upper Marion grad, though, too.
We're everywhere. Yes, yes,
yeah.
he is. That's correct.
Yeah, that's awesome. But, you know, it's good that you're getting back into the coaching thing. Now, your son played. How was that, coaching your son? Now, he's talked to Howard, how he's starting to deal with coaching his little fourth grader. What was that like with your son?
I've been coaching him for a while now,
Okay.
but it's just been on basic footwork drills, movement, changing directions. And a lot of times kids, until they're taught how to do it, they're going to be, you know, uncoordinated. So kids go through growth spurts. Right now, my son is dealing with a little Oscar Slaughter because of the growth plate.
Right,
so he's growing a lot faster than I guess it was intended.
Right.
But he played on the JV, so it was a year where I got a chance to work with some of the older kids that played before. This is his first year playing with equipment on. So we're going to do some things over the summer. I'll be working kids out on.
Is he a running back like his daddy? Or?
They put him, I didn't have nothing to do with it. They put him at a running back a little bit. So he did run the ball a little bit. Now he's talking about he want to play a little quarterback.
Oh, okay.
So that's that. At that age, whatever they want to do. You know, you got to move them around, let them, until they feel their niche or where they can be most successful. You got to play around with it a little bit.
Now, you know, you and I had talked when we were talking about coming up here, and you said, you know, his mother is a little protective of him. Is it tough to break through that shell as well, you know, to get him to realize that this is a different ball game now?
Well, yes, you're absolutely correct. That's why I was strategically in fighting that battle. So, but he surprised her with his willingness to keep on going and pushing himself through, because his knees were bothering, but he still, you know, kept on going. So he surprised us in a lot of ways.
Well, you're a short, stocky dude. Is he going to be a little taller than his dad?
Most definitely.
Okay.
Yeah. His mother's shorter, but he's going to be taller.
All right, that's a good thing there to work on that size as well. You know, and it's funny, you know, we're talking to Howard about his days back at Pottstown High School, and you went to Frankfurt High School in Philadelphia and set all kinds of records and played in the public league down there. Tell us a little bit about what your days were like that you can remember from playing back here in the city.
Well, a lot of people don't know, but my first time playing with equipment on was in 9th grade. There was no little league team in my area that I, you know, would feel comfortable playing in. So I did gymnastics 7th and 8th grade.
Oh, okay.
I did play flag football in 5th and 6th grade. But then I didn't play with equipment on until I got to high school. That was a year that they had a public league strike. We only had 2 games.
Okay.
I had some unbelievable success in those games. Over 10 touchdowns in 2 games.
Right.
And, you know, over 250 in both games. So that's when the high school coach came running down.
Yeah. So we got to
coach
guy,
was Andy Polino. He's like, hey, Andy, who's that guy? Because I came from North Philly and commuted up to Frankfurt. I did not live in that area. So.
Yeah, it's awesome. I said, you know, you had 59 touchdowns, and you had almost 4,000 yards in your career in high school. So obviously that opened up the eyes of your recruiting. We talked to Howard a little bit about his recruiting process. So what can you tell us about your days getting recruited back in your senior year?
Well, one thing was for sure that I was taking every visit that was allowed to take. You know, coming from North Philly, you don't get a chance to get on these planes and fly out different places. So I narrowed my 5 visits down to Penn State, Ohio State, Notre Dame, Syracuse, and Pitt. Those were the 5 trips that I took.
Wow.
So I was going to stay in this Eastern corridor, even though I had letters and mail and offers from all over the country. I wanted to stay close to home. I wasn't going too far from mom. So, you know, the selling point was the fact that I went up to Penn State for the football camp for 2 years in a row. Got a chance to get comfortable with the coaches, you know, and felt this is a place where I could see myself, you know, for 4.5, 5 years.
Yeah, I was fortunate enough to go to the Penn State football camp as well. Tom Schumann, who played before me at Pottstown, was the star quarterback at Penn State. He even actually gave me a pair of spikes to wear that I wore my whole senior year playing football with. But I went to that football camp and enjoyed myself. And again, I was just a poor little white guy from Pottstown myself, you know, and going to Penn State and staying overnight and doing all that was a big thing for me, and that was a heck of a week, and I enjoyed it. And obviously, Joe Paterno was a guy that you look up to and respect.
Oh, absolutely.
And he was man, I'll tell you what, his
Great
presence
man.
was unbelievable back in those days, wasn't it? Oh,
yes,
man.
yes. I mean, just the magnitude of playing for a guy that's been in one institution for so long, dedicated himself to the young men of Penn State, because, you know, my father passed away my junior year up there, so if I had any tough questions, you know, I went to Joe. He molded so many men that I know throughout the coaching of their kids, all of them were saying things that Joe instilled in us because we heard it so often.
Yeah.
Good and bad.
Exactly.
Good and bad. So, you know, I told you stories about how he got over these
absolutely.
time and time again. The other guys, we, you know, goal line situations. He said, hey, if you don't get this ball in the zone, you'll be next man back to Hawaii. just crazy things in the stories. Hey, Lovey, you gotta get low. You gotta get low. I bet you if I put a case of beer down there, you'll get low.
Yeah, he was a heck of a guy. Actually, those times you can't ever put a price tag on what all that meant to you and all that. But you know, your career was incredible. You had an opportunity to play in all kinds of bowl games, and you played in the Senior Bowl. Tell us a little about what it was like getting yourself ready to go play in a bowl game.
Well, you know, I had a lot to prove my senior year because I blew out my ACL.
Yeah.
Practicing for the Citrus Bowl the fall of my junior year.
Yeah, right.
So because I had a freshman year available, I redshirted my senior year and came back for my 5th year. So to have an opportunity to go to play in bowl games, get invited to the Senior Bowl, the Japan Bowl, coming off a knee injury, I thought I had a lot to prove still. So I went at those games as if they were live. You know, they were all-star games where you want to have fun, but I went in focused, you know, with a point that I had to prove. So it was a blessing for me to go down. I flew right from Japan straight down to Mobile, Alabama to play in the Senior Bowl, and you know, got a chance to perform there.
MVP.
Got the MVP of that game. Played well in Japan, so was the MVP of the Holiday Bowl.
I was going to say next, tell us a little about the Holiday Bowl. You played BYU, a good team.
That was an amazing game because of the high scoring of that game. But it's funny how Ty Denton was the quarterback of BYU at the time, and you know, when you go in a bowl game, you have a meal with your opposing team.
Right.
So I was with myself, Andre Collins, I think Eddie Johnson. We go up to Ty Dutton and ask him, do you think you're going to throw for 500 yards against us? And he said, yeah. And he did. But we won the game.
But you won the games, exactly right. That's cool. All right, well, listen, we're going to take a quick time out. We got a lot more stuff here to talk about. Let's get Kim. She's over there taking a quick little break. Kim and Paul Vujade, they're awesome every year. We have a lot of fun with them. So Blair and I are going to be right back after this, right here live at Doc's Irish Pub in Boyertown, PA.
The snow's coming down. I'm watching it fall. Lots of people around. Baby, please come home. The church bells in town, all ringing in songs, full of happy sounds. Baby, please come home.
Stay tuned for more Monday Morning Quarterback right after this.
So you're officially married. Congrats! It's time to combine things. Your last names, your toothbrush holders, and your health insurance. When you combine policies, you can save and live happily ever after financially. Use the red key for more money-saving tips. Find yourself impulse buying uncontrollably? Here's a tip from Ben Franklin. Carry me in your wallet. Big bills are harder to give up. The next time you're tempted to impulse buy, you might not want to break a Benjamin. Use the red key and save.
Doc Watson's is one of the hottest new sports bars around. Located next to Zern's Market in Boyertown, Doc's offers something for everyone. From live entertainment to countless draft beers, from great burgers to the new outside patio, from the numerous TVs to the friendly Doc service. Doc Watson's is the place to be. So stop by Doc's today for a leisurely lunch, a quick cold beer, or a great bite to eat on a nice fall night. Doc Watson's.
Established in 1916 and granted membership into the Philadelphia Golf Association in 1920, Brookside Country Club is well known for its challenging layout and true, fast greens. The William Gordon design provides a challenge for golfers of all abilities. Brookside Country Club offers traditional club amenities in a family-friendly atmosphere. Brookside Country Club, where elegance and excellence are par for the course.
At Vlahos Dunn Insurance, we understand what moves people in business and in life, and we use this knowledge to better serve our clients. And we bring the same work ethic and commitment to our business as our customers do theirs. Vlahos Dunn Insurance, providing quality coverage to the Tri-County area since 1994. So call our knowledgeable staff.
Hi, I'm Jim Vlahos of Vlahos Dunn Insurance, and we're in your community.
Hey, there he is. Santa Claus in the house. We got a couple of glasses. Santa wanted to show everybody that he's not a homer. We got a Detroit Lion guy on the house. And so they actually have good guys all over the place, and we want to give him a nice couple glasses here for us. Thank you. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. We're talking to Blair Thomas here, formerly of Penn State, and also the New York Jets. Robert, bring that over there. We'll get him squared away. Keep you hydrated there, but it gets a little hot up here with the lights on and stuff. But you know, we talked a little bit about your bowls and things, and now you're getting time to get ready for the draft. So tell us a little bit about that process. You know, we get the opportunity. Neil Olkowitz is on the show. He was an undrafted free agent for the Washington Redskins, so he was a little disappointed he didn't get drafted. You, on the other hand, did pretty well for yourself.
Yes. Well, fortunately, I got invited to New York, so I was in New York for the ceremony. And actually, the night before, Dick Steinberg called me and told me that he was going to take me with the second pick.
Okay.
Unless something crazy happened.
And Steinberg is the owner?
He was the GM of the Jets at the time.
Okay.
Yes, he's since passed away. Now, the tricky thing was Atlanta had the first pick.
Right.
And they wound up trading it to the Colts.
Yeah.
So I was like, whoa, was that something crazy? Was that crazy enough? But it wasn't. So they wound up taking Jeff George with the number one pick. And then I got selected number two. Yeah. So I didn't have to wait that long, which was very fortunate.
So now you're up there, you're sitting around with all these guys. Tell us what that's a little bit, because today, this is a big thing. I mean, they do it over 3 days anymore. It's on prime time. I mean, ESPN, NFL Network. I mean, it was in Philadelphia last year. Tell us a little bit about your experience.
Well, a lot of the big guys that was getting, Cortez Kennedy, Junior Seau, a lot of the, main guys was there. So it's funny, after I got selected, I went right to the Jets complex because of the close proximity of the place, being at the downtown New York at the time. So I took the limo out there, got a chance to see their facilities. It was just great to get a chance to meet. At that time, Bruce Koslet was the head coach. Got a chance to meet him and some of the other staff and people that's happened to be in the office that day.
Now, when you got drafted by the Jets, what was their running back situation like at that point? Did you almost have like okay, I'm going to start or I'm not, or tell us what that was about?
Well, they had several running backs up there. They still had Freeman McNeil, still had Johnny Hector, and they brought in a Brad Baxter the year before off of free agency. Actually, A.B. Brown was a guy that I played against up at West Virginia.
Correct. I knew that name.
Yeah, he was.
Was Baxter more of a fullback type guy? Or?
Yeah, he was more of a fullback, but it was funny how I wound up in front of him more than he was in front of me.
Okay.
See, that's what happens when you can block. When
Yeah,
you start showing that you can block. The thing roles
That's your Penn
reverses.
State training there. Yeah, absolutely.
So that was unfortunate. So I wish I wasn't such a great blocker.
Right. You had a chance to carry more.
Yeah. So they did have some running backs up there, but I still got in the rotation early. I guess being a high pick, people are always trying to push you to get into the rotation early.
Who was the quarterback at that time?
The quarterback was
not Richard Todd, was it?
No, not Richard Todd.
The blonde-haired guy from Marshall?
God, dog, you're killing me now. I'm having one of those moments. Tony Easton wound up coming from New England, but I'm thinking of West Coast guy. I finished up with Boomer Esiason, so I'm working my way backwards.
well, see, the quarterback that was there was like from Cal Fullerton or whatever that year that had all the quarterbacks. Yeah, I know exactly who you mean too.
He came out in the draft with, I think, Elway and all those.
Correct. Yes.
With Buffalo and all those guys.
Exactly,
you know what I'm talking about.
I do know exactly who you're talking about. I do, because there was like
come in a couple minutes.
5 or 6 of them in the first round, and the Jets took that guy.
God, dog.
That's all right. Well, we'll move on with that. But anyway, he was the quarterback.
Yeah. So Al Toons, so we had a lot of good talent on the team. The offensive line wasn't, world beaters up there. But Larry Bechtel did the best job he could of trying to get those guys ready to go.
And obviously, you get yourself ready for summer camp. You're used to that. How's the knee at this point? Knee pretty good?
Oh, yeah. The funny thing is, after I had the ACL tear, I never played a single game with a brace on. I put a sleeve on it, but I wanted to prove that everything was healed. And my mindset is that it's stronger than what was in there because they just put a new ligament in there.
Now, did you get that done at Penn State?
Actually, yes. I got it done in Hershey, actually.
Okay.
Dr. Kalanick did it, rest his soul. He was the doctor that performed it. I went out to California to get a second opinion to make sure, it was what it was, but it was definitely an ACL tear.
Wow.
And I wound up using a patella tendon, so I didn't have a cadaver.
Now, tell us a little bit about your career with the Jets. Tell us a little bit about that. You came in there as the number 2 pick. Obviously, there were some expectations that come along with that. Tell us a little bit how everything rolled out for you.
I didn't think I got the number of carries that I needed to do my job. It sounded like I was running plays in and out more than I was carrying the ball, which I don't know if, the incentives that was on touchdowns and yards
with your contract
with
and
my
all that
contract,
stuff.
had, something to do with that, with already having Freeman McNeil, Johnny Hector with salaries as well. So I just didn't think 10, 11 carries was what I needed, or that I was the type of player that could perform with that many carries.
Well, and I would think also is that every running back that I ever played with got better the more they carried the ball. They get more into the flow of the game, and that's part of what you do as a running back.
Right, and I don't think I ever got comfortable in that setting. The rotation, every 2-3 plays, you got a third down back. That didn't work for me.
But you had a nice career.
I'm a firm believer. Let the best guy go.
Yeah, exactly.
Let him go.
Well,
the best guy.
And I heard a coach a lot of years ago, he said it about the quarterback spot, he said it about the running back spot. He said if you have 2 running backs, you have no running back. If you got 2 quarterbacks, you have no quarterback, If you have one, you got to go with him. And I think the Eagles are struggling with that a little bit right now, too.
No, I don't think they are.
You don't think so,
I think Wentz is, that was the one thing that, 2 years ago when they signed Wentz, seeing him play and in college, I knew they had a great quarterback.
Well, I don't mean the quarterback. I mean running backs. I mean,
yes.
You got Johnny, you got Blunt, and now you got Clement, you got all these guys.
Yes.
That I think,
and then you keep them all. It's just
a tough thing.
Because you in a game where these guys want to perform. They want to show
Yes.
their fans and
Yeah.
what they can do.
Yeah.
So
And
to
I
have
think-
that many.
And I think you got to get warm. I just, like I said, it's tough going back in. All right, well, we got one more commercial break here for you guys. And Kim and Paul are doing a heck of a job of Vuja Day. And we're going to take us out for another quick break. So take it away.
Thank you, Dave. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, just like the ones I used to know, where the treetops glisten and children listen to hear sleigh bells in the snow.
Stay tuned for more Monday Morning Quarterback right after this.
At Vlahos Dunn Insurance, we understand what moves people in business and in life, and we use this knowledge to better serve our clients. And we bring the same work ethic and commitment to our business as our customers do theirs. Vlahos Dunn Insurance, providing quality coverage to the Tri-County area since 1994. So call our knowledgeable staff.
Hi, I'm Jim Vlahos of Vlahos Dunn Insurance, and we're in your community.
So you're officially married. Congrats! It's time to combine things. Your last names, your toothbrush holders, and your health insurance. When you combine policies, you can save and live happily ever after financially. Use the red key for more money-saving tips. Find yourself impulse buying uncontrollably? Here's a tip from Ben Franklin. Carry me in your wallet. Big bills are harder to give up. The next time you're tempted to impulse buy, you might not want to break a Benjamin. Use the red key and save.
Back in 1949, Claude A. Reinhardt founded his family business, which has served the Pottstown and Tri-County area for over 50 years, specializing in residential and commercial interior and exterior painting, paper hanging, and brick restoration. Thanks to the commitment of tradition and values, Claude A. Reinhardt Painters has once again received this year's Reader's Choice Award. So if you're thinking about having an estimate or just need some good advice, give Ron or Keith Reinhardt a call and put your painting and decorating needs in our hands.
The newly remodeled and renovated Creekside Sports Bar and Grill sits on the Landis Creek Golf Course. Featuring live entertainment and weekly specials, the Creekside offers something for everyone. Discounted beer and wing prices during all Eagles games brings a being at the game feeling. With tailgating, big screen TVs, and wearing your team colors, you can bring the fall spirit to Creekside. So stop by the Creekside Sports Bar and Grill and see all the fun things it has to offer.
Back here at the season finale of the Vlahos Dunn Insurance Monday Morning Quarterback Show, live at Doc's Irish Pub over in Boyertown, PA. Dave Ridenauer and Blair Thomas. We got a couple of would-be Santa lap sitters, but they're a little nervous over there, Santa. They're a little nervous. I think maybe she wasn't such a good little girl this year, but we'll get them a couple of glasses anyway, even though they're a little nervous about coming up there, Santa. Okay? We'll give them a couple of glasses anyway for being halfway good sports. Ken O'Brien was the quarterback.
Yes,
and want to thank Dave Oxenford, one of my cameramen. Hey, Googled that and looked that up for us. Kenny O'Brien was the quarterback. Now, we've talked a little bit about the Eagles.
We just touched on them a little bit. I got more.
Okay, we got more on the Eagles as well. Let's jump in there a little bit and talk about them. Obviously, sitting at 12-2 has been a heck of a season for the Eagles. Now, do you find yourself as a fan now? How do you look at it?
I always root for the home team.
Okay.
I root for the teams that I play with always as well, but mainly that these guys don't get hurt. But the Eagles, the thing that I, living here in Philly, the Philadelphia area, the fans are like fickle.
I know.
They need to just go all in and say, this is our team. We're going to win no matter what. You get an injury, and now it's like they second guessing whether they went from Super Bowl to like.
Well,
And I don't understand that.
I agree. I agree. And again, Nick Foles obviously is a more than adequate backup.
All he does is throw touchdowns.
Exactly. He does.
What can he ask for?
It's such a shame because Carson Wentz was a guy that really was the rallying point for that team. He was a guy that really, I think, made the defense better, made everybody better. And I'm sure people were obviously disappointed and upset when he got injured. But that's
absolutely.
certainly part of what the game is.
Yes.
And you certainly know that as well as any, Blair. But they're going with the next man up mentality, and that's what you have to do.
You have to. That's what this game is built on. That's why it's important to get those guys reps in the preseason so they can know exactly what's going to happen midway through the year. These guys are getting reps in practice, so if it happens, they're ready to go. We just happen to have a guy that, in my opinion, that can get it done.
Absolutely. Now, Doug Peterson certainly was a guy that came in under some scrutiny. One of Andy Reid's guys last year, 7-9. It was okay. Had some ups and downs and some questionable.
That was a great season.
Great season.
That was a great season last year.
All right.
You take away 4 of those drops,
and
it's a different season, and everybody's happy.
I agree with that.
Dallas doesn't have the same record they have, but
so Aguilar certainly has been a different guy this year.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been incredible. But what do you think about the job that Doug Peterson's doing this year? Obviously, he has his team at 12-2.
I think he's doing a great job. When you have the right chemistry, and he's running Andy Reid's philosophy, and that's where it all started. And that's a football background where they're not going to. They run a lot of trick plays, but they practice them so they don't appear to be trick plays when they run them. They execute them with high levels of percentage of completion, and so when you have that as your core, you're going to build great teams. It's just a matter of getting all the pieces right where they need to go, and they're not far away from it.
Well, 2 weeks ago, out in L.A., they played the Rams, which everyone was anticipating a heck of a game, and it turned out to be that way. Under their first year coach, Sean McVay, Jared Goff, and Gurley, and those guys, Sammy Watkins, are really playing super football. They lose their quarterback to a knee injury, and Foles comes in and does enough to win the game for them in a game that a lot of people anticipated. And now this week they have a tough game with the Giants where people thought it was going to be a pushover game, but they're professionals playing on the other side as well, Blair, and you know that.
They get paid to play.
Exactly.
Just because it's the end of the year doesn't mean that they don't have incentives in their contracts to make sure that they perform well throughout the whole year. And that's a rivalry. That's a big-time rivalry.
Yeah.
They trying to spoil the Eagles.
Right.
So they of course, going to play
And
a game like
Eli
that.
Manning is, he's certainly on the downside of his career, but he still has won Super Bowls. He's still a quality guy who can play and throw the ball. And, they had a good game plan against the Eagles.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did. And, until we felt, how Nick Foles was going to do, it was kind of a little ginger out there.
Right, yeah.
But, like I said, the only thing he does is throw touchdowns.
Well, defensively is now an area where people are a little bit concerned now. They haven't gotten that big rush. Brandon Graham, I guess, is probably their best pass rusher, but we haven't heard from Vinny Curry much. The two big guys inside, I think Fletcher Cox and Jernigan's doing a nice job in the middle there, but they need some pass rush to help out those corners.
Yes, they do. But I thought in the last couple of weeks that it's been some up and down, been some completions, but that's a part of the game.
Yeah.
The way that these offenses are designed now, if you spread out certain, distances between receivers, I don't care what kind of defense you have, but you can't stop that completion if it's thrown on time at the spot where it's supposed to be thrown. It's going to be a completion.
Yeah. Well, you know what?
So yes, a pass rush, to answer your question,
Yeah.
a pass rush will help elevate them to the next level.
Right.
But now that they've got a chance to game plan behind Foles, I think, things you're going to see things settle down, and they're going to start playing like they're capable of playing again.
All right, well, each week, Blair, we have a segment on our show called The Game Ball. And the Game Ball is brought to you by the Styling Room. My barber, actually, Paul Strauss, he's been with me forever, and he sponsors the Game Ball, where we recognize somebody over the weekend. And did you see anybody performed outstanding over the weekend that you could present a game ball to?
For the Eagles?
It doesn't have to be. It could be for anybody. Mine's not for the Eagles either.
Oh, no, you presented to someone out in the audience.
No, we just give our fantasy game ball out to somebody.
Well, I didn't watch many games this week, but I did see some highlights, and Ty Gurley just had a great game, so he would be the guy that I would give a game ball. I think he went for 152 yards and 3 touchdowns.
He's in beast mode now.
Yes,
he really is. He really is in beast mode. And I was going to give mine to Gronk. In the game that everybody else was really anticipating, other than the Eagles fans. The Steelers and the Patriots played a heck of a game, and some touchy calls there at the end of the game. But the Gronk came up big at the end. I think he caught 9 passes for 170 yards, a couple of crucial third down catches, and
the ball was thrown where it had to be thrown, and he went and got it. And he just came up.
He just came up there. I know. He is something else. And but it's funny because when you mentioned Gurley out of L.A., I thought their defense was certainly game ball worthy too. I was thinking about them. 7 sacks on Russell Wilson and interceptions and holding them to 7 points. That was a big game for them.
Yeah. Because Seattle been like, on the top of that throne for so many years, and to put 42 up against them, I know that was a good feeling for those guys.
Yeah, absolutely, because Russell Wilson is certainly one of those quarterbacks who's hard to contain, and to sack him 7 times was certainly yeoman-like effort, that's for sure. But we have a lot of fun with all that kind of stuff here on the show. And we also do a segment called By the Numbers. By the Numbers is a thing where we look at some fantasy-type guys, and that's Jack Reesmer, who is my financial planner. And what I had for him, obviously, was that I had, what I got here? Actually, I had what you told me about Gurley and his numbers, the running back. That's what I had written down, 152 and a few touchdowns. So that's our by the numbers stat that we do here. Joe C., my guy who's normally here, but he had to work tonight, couldn't make it in. The 3 of us would have had a lot of fun here as well. But he always comes up with he's a big fantasy guy. I'm not a big fantasy football guy.
I don't even play it.
I don't either. I think it's like, it's one of those things where they don't root for teams anymore. They just root for their guys. They want to watch the red zone and see who scores for their fantasy team.
Look at all the highlights.
Exactly right. And that's how they do that. But there's another thing that we have here. We have what we call our 5-pack picks, Blair. And we're going to get me, you, and Santa in on this. Okay, where we pick games. And 5-pack picks is brought to you by Izzy's on Third, another one of my good sponsors. And what we do is we have 5 games, and then the 3 of us will pick the games, and then we just sort of see the next week how we do. But we always start out with the Monday night game.
Okay.
Santa, we're going to let you get started first tonight. The Monday night game is Atlanta at Tampa Bay is the game tonight, which will follow the show. Atlanta at Tampa Bay. Who do you like, Santa? All right. We're going to Atlanta. We're going to give him the X. Blair, who do you like?
You got to go with Atlanta.
You're going with Atlanta?
Across the board.
All right, and I'm going to Atlanta as well. We're going to go with local Matty Ice.
Yes.
Local guy doing pretty well down there. Tampa.
I was just with him last year at the Maxwell Awards.
Were you?
Had some pictures with him at the Maxwell Awards.
That's cool. Yeah. Jameis Winston not having such a good year. Tampa's a little surprising. They were supposed to be one of those new up-and-comers.
Yeah, that's what people don't understand about this game. It's so much pressure put on those guys, and just like we was talking about last year with Aguilar dropping those passes. He's reading the newspaper too, so he's seeing what all the fans are saying. So that happens down in Tampa too. So when you have it, and he's just coming off an injury as well. So it's a lot of different things.
All right, well, we got game number 2. The team that is chasing the Eagles, the Minnesota Vikings, travel to Green Bay. We're not sure if Rodgers is going to play or not now, since they're probably not going to make the playoffs, so they're going to rest him or play him. But Minnesota at Green Bay. Blair, we'll let you start off first.
I'm going to go with Green Bay.
Okay.
I'm going to go with Green Bay and Lambeau.
You're the star. All right. Santa, who do you like in Minnesota at Green Bay?
I got to go with Green Bay.
Oh, you're going Green Bay, huh? Wow. Well, I'm going to go against you guys to change things up. I'm going to go with Case Keenum and that gang. I'll go with Minnesota on the road, trying to keep pace with our Eagles. The next game, Atlanta, they got a short week. They got a real big game at New Orleans this weekend. Atlanta and New Orleans are really neck and neck for the NFC South. Santa, we'll let you go first. Atlanta at New Orleans.
I'm going to go with New Orleans.
All right, we're going to give Santa New Orleans with the check mark. All right, Blair?
I'm going to go against Santa this time. I'm going to go stay with Atlanta.
Okay, you're going with Atlanta. I'm going to go with Santa. I'm going to get on Santa's good side. I'm going to go with the Santa. I want to get on the good
against
side.
the grain that time.
We're going to go there. All right. Now, another big game. Dallas hosts Seattle. Seattle is going to Dallas on Sunday. Blair, who do you like?
Dallas.
Oh, man. Blair.
I played for him. I got to go with Dallas.
Santa.
I hate to root for Dallas, but I'd like to see Seattle lose, so I got to go with Dallas.
I got to go Seattle. I got to go against you guys there.
They out of
I
whack
had a
right
hard
now.
time
They out of
rooting for
whack.
Dallas. I got a hard time rooting, although they should be fired up. Ezekiel Elliott's coming back this weekend, so that should give them a huge boost.
There we go.
All right, and then finally, we do our Oakland at Eagles game. Blair, we'll let you go first. Oakland at the Eagles.
Come on now, we gotta go. We gotta go
Well,
all in.
all right, I'm just saying. That's
I just talked about the fans going all in. Gotta go all in.
Santa.
Got to go with the Eagles.
All right, Eagles. All right, and I got the Eagles as well, so that should be a lot of fun there for us at that game. So we got some differences of opinions here. I had a pretty good year this year. I beat Joe C, which is always fun to do. Neil Oakwitz, who I had on the show last week, did go 4-1. He had a great week for that. You know, it's funny. I was going to ask Joe C the question. You were number 2 overall pick. Who was the number one pick? But we already talked about that. Jeff George was that guy as well. Well, you know what? We want to take a short break, and then we come back with our song. How about if we do that? We won't sing a song now. We'll take a quick break. We'll get set up over here, and we'll do our finale song, okay? All right? Yeah, that's good. That's all good. Blair Thomas, Dave Ridenauer here, live at Doc's Irish Pub in Boyertown. When we come back, we're going to take us out with one of the fan favorite Christmas songs.
Key Bank, the official bank of the Monday Morning Quarterback. Get to know Key, your local, responsible, award-winning bank. Brookside Country Club, where elegance and excellence are par for the course.
Hey, we're back here live at Doc's Irish Pub. We're having a heck of a good time. We're getting set up. Nick, get over there. We need everybody over there with Santa and the singers. We're going to wish everybody a Merry Christmas. But I want to, before we get over that way, I just want to thank everybody again. I want to thank all my sponsors who make all this stuff possible for me here on the Monday Morning Quarterback Show. And we have a great time, starting with my buddy Jimmy Vlahos, who is my title sponsor, who really helps to set all this stuff up. But we had some new sponsors this year. We had some people that have been with us forever. And again, I want to thank one and all for helping us to do all the fun stuff. We had 6 on-location shows this year. We had a lot of special guests and a lot of fun. And we always like to end up our last show over here with the Vujah Day gang, with Santa, with all my friends, and Blair. I want to thank him for stopping by as well. So let's get ready to set that up.
Thanks, Dave.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas.